Okay, well, the reason what I decided to open up a Snap Fitness has to do with my background. I first start off, I've been in fitness most of my career. I started off as a personal trainer, then became a fitness manager and club manager within the 24-hour fitness model. So I was big on the whole 24-hour thing. I got into the idea that I wanted to open my own facility. It came down to I put together a business plan and knew the idea. I knew the gist of what I wanted to create. And I shopped around, I looked around for different areas because I knew I would want the assistance. Even through all my background, I still would like the assistance of a franchise. And Snap just fit exactly my business plan to a T. From being 24 hours, from offering the types of help that was needed, it was exactly what I was looking for. I do come from a fitness background, and the choice that came to me and why I chose Snap specifically had to do with the systems that were already created. Everything from the setup of working with certain equipment vendors, which I had already worked with, and I think you guys have picked amazing vendors, amazing types of equipment, all the way to systems and training and sales and marketing, and the whole package together made it, it seemed to me like a plug and play type approach, just get it going and, go step by step exactly what you need to do to make a successful club. The difference between owning and working for somebody is obvious in the sense that, hey, you work for yourself, but I do feel a lot of people that, open their own business end up owning their own job and end up working even more hours. It's one of those myths that thinking that, hey, you're going to run your own facility and you're going to get all the time off. Not necessarily the case. I do believe that in the beginning, per se, specifically when you're creating these clubs, the first 6 months to a year of each club, you really need to put the time in. And I think that's what made the difference. When I worked with some of these clubs, I noticed in the beginning, this was 4 years ago, I saw a few owners that were working 3-4 hours a day. And that just blew my mind, coming from a mentality of, hey, you work 12 to 14 hours a day to get these things going, and that was just working for somebody. This is going to be mine. This is my baby. This is what I can create. So I was actually just passionate and excited, and I was glad to do it. And I was working a fair amount of hours the first, 6 months to a year. But after that, I've been able to step back, and, if need be, just put in a few hours here and there, more coaching, more directed with my staff. I've trained a staff that is so well managed that I can step back and see the results now and really truly be in more of an owning standpoint. And when it comes to finances, it's night and day. So the difference, when I truly believe, and I've said this before talking with other franchisees, that I truly believe you should be making 6 figures from each one of these clubs minimum. That should just come from what you're putting into these clubs. You can get that back in return very easily. In the beginning, it was how Snap actually helped me to get to where I needed to be, was just giving me all the processes. It's amazing to know that here I've been actually in the fitness industry for going on almost 13 years, and I've actually started clubs. For 24-hour fitness, I worked in trailers, opening clubs up from the beginning. So I've been there since the beginning. I've seen the processes and how they go, but yet I was amazed that with all my background going through this franchise, I was blown away at how much stuff I did not know. And that was very humbling to me, but it was one of the main reasons why I went with a franchise. Because even for the people who do have significant background, you can always get more help. And they just give you specific help in all the different areas, breaking down, everything from where to get your equipment, how to set up your staff, training, hiring, developing, sales coordination, marketing, all the different areas. You get the assistance you need to help you be the most successful you can be. Today, I have 3 clubs. I bought the 3-pack in the franchisee agreement when I first started, and it was always my goal to have the 3 clubs. They are all within the same city. They're within 10 to 25 minutes of a drive between each other. So there's separate neighborhoods. I get the benefit of each one. Each club is immensely successful. I mean, my smallest club has over 1,200 memberships and almost 1,500, 1,800 members. My biggest one is over 2,500 members. So the success of each one of the clubs, and they're all within the same town, it goes back to the same theory, is that no matter how big and beautiful your club is, it's still about a 3 to 5 mile radius around that club that you're going to get the most amount of your members. So putting them up in multiple locations gets you the convenience. One of the things you learn right away in the fitness industry, one of the number one reasons somebody's going to get with the fitness program and stick with it is convenience. So the 24 hours, the multiple locations, they can go where it's nearby their work, it's nearby their home, and it's the convenience that helps you basically have a foothold on the market. Since I've had the three, it was also very strategic in that sense too, that now I feel confident, and if one of these competitors comes into town, it's still going to take them a while. They're going to be opening one gym, and why would you pay for that one gym when you could join mine and have access to three? So the value is much more greater. There's a famous quote that I was always told and I always like, which was that there's only two things in business, and that's innovation and marketing. And one of the things I really love about Snap is that they're constantly innovating. To stay on top of the market, to stay ahead of the competition, you have to come up with new things. Whether that be come up with new things like fitness on demand, or the newest state-of-the-art equipment, or different sales techniques and strategies to help you just have a foothold on the market. That's the way they've always helped me, which I really appreciate. If I'm talking to somebody who is interested in opening up their own fitness franchise and what to look for, the first things I would say to do is to put their own thoughts, their own ideas down on paper, specifically what it is, what is their goals, what are they looking for, what kind of club do they want to run. And if they're new to the industry and aren't as experienced in fitness, maybe get their own input from somebody who is. What's worked for them? Do their research. And I would spend 80% of their time doing the research before they actually take action. Find that and then get that down and know exactly what it is they want, and then compare it. Like I said, my story, which was I had a business plan first. I created what I wanted, and then I found the model that fit it. I do believe in the model of Snap Fitness, and why I would recommend it to any franchisee is because I believe the future of fitness is not in these big giant box clubs, the clubs that 50, 60,000 square feet that are charging you 60, 70 bucks a month. The future of fitness is in convenience and economical, so that you can get into your club for a low cost because the overhead is set up so that it's comfortable for the franchisee. And then in the end, they can save money and get just as many members as some of these big box clubs. But the difference is their risk is a lot less because of the overhead being lower, and their profit is a lot higher because of the success in these clubs. My future goals when it comes to Snap Fitness are I want to open more clubs. I also want to be more involved in consulting. I'd like to work with other franchisees and helping them with the process and the steps that I believe over the past 4 years I've perfected in I believe a confidence in the fact that I could take any one of these clubs, and if I can go through step by step with them, I can guarantee their success. And I would love to work with that and go further in that angle, working with other franchisees, as well as investors and other people that would like to open more clubs and go throughout there.